Okay, so about like maybe 3 weeks ago or so, I experienced a feeling I haven't felt, or maybe have never felt, or haven't felt in a long time. And the whole thing was that I went to open mic for the first time in like 5 years to perform music. And, it's been a long time, all this other stuff. I'm sitting down nervous, but I brought my two friends with me. And we're just like, okay, we're gonna go. My friend has been pushing me since forever to go, and I'm like, all right, bet, let's do it. Okay, I'm not nervous or anything. Like, I'm chilling. There was a part where, like, like my throat, whatever, was, get a little dry, and I was trying to like hum underneath everyone cheering for the other people, so I knew I had my voice. But yeah, I went up, and I was the last person to perform, and I went up and I was nervous. I was nervous in some shape or form. Generally, I was fine, but I went up there like proud. I was just like, okay, all right, bet we're just gonna sing this song and then I'm gonna leave and that's it. So that's what I did. I sang the song. They didn't have an aux cord for me to properly play it through the speakers, so we had to like take like a mic and put my phone to it. It was like really like bad, but everyone else was playing acoustic stuff, so it was cool. And yeah, I finished the performance and that was it. I got off the stage, people clapped, and like it felt good to be on stage and to have so many people paying attention to me. I hope that doesn't sound narcissistic at all, but it felt good. And the part that really just made everything go sky high for me, because I got off the stage, like, of course, like I was like, okay, cool, finished. I just went back to my friends, talked to a few people, but it was when we went outside and we were heading to the car, which is the part that kind of like, it made me feel like great. And it was when pretty much my friend's girlfriend mentioned that like she before hearing my music before like the open mic, like she's heard like earlier songs and stuff, and she was like, I didn't really, I was like always like about the music or whatever, but she was like, yo, like, listening to you like now, seeing you live and stuff, it really made me like it. Like I like what you do. I like the sound and everything. And then I'm like, okay, my emotions are getting high because I love having people that generally don't like my music end up switching sides and liking my music. It's like a beautiful feeling. But the part that got me was my friend and her girlfriend. They said that when they were watching me, they felt like a proud mother and father or whatever. They watched me, and they pretty much said like they we know she didn't pretty much say, she said it, I believe. She was like, I'm like really proud of you, and that feeling, as I said, like I'm not even like, I'm gonna try my best not to get emotional now, but it threw everything sky high for me because like I've never heard that, especially in a moment like that specifically. Like maybe someone's heard my music, or maybe my girlfriend or other people have like heard my music and were like, yo, like, you're doing amazing, you're doing good. But the specific words, I'm proud of you, hit so hard. Like, I'm not gonna lie. As I said, right before, I'm hearing somebody that's just like, I felt about your music, but like now, like listening to you live, like I guess this is a recent song, whatever. Like, I was like, wow, this is like really good. That got me hyped. But then, as I said, on top of that, both of them just sitting there and saying they're proud of me, because my friend was like, she was saying like, it would take her so much, like, it would take so much for her to even like stand up there and do those things. And it's like, I felt amazing, as I said, just I feel like in the past I've never really, what's the word, I've never really done what maybe my parents or family wanted. So there's always the thing of like, I don't think I've ever heard the words wholeheartedly, I'm proud of you. And I'm not saying like, obviously it's my parents' fault or anything. Like, I mean, I'm a kid not doing what they want me to do, not going that way or anything. And, I just feel like for doing a self-analysis or whatever, I realized that deep inside, regardless of what I do, that's what I always wanted to hear, kind of thing. And I guess it doesn't matter who it comes from. Like, I thought maybe like hearing it from my parents specifically, like it was like, okay, maybe they'll throw it over the top one day, but hearing it just simply from my friend, and it kills me inside because I realized that generally I have people say great things about me. Like, people can comment right now, people can say anything, and I feel something. Like, yes, obviously I'm appreciative, but I feel like growing up taking positive reinforcement from others in general, I always have like a kind of like coldness towards it, where people are like, I like what you do, and of course I want people to say that and appreciate it, but at the same time there's a part of me that's like, oh, I don't know, it's just like, I'm always just like, nah, but I could have done better. I could have, I could have done whoop whoop, and then it kind of negates the positive things people are saying, and I don't know. I just realized, as I said, a little self-analysis. I noticed that, like, a lot of this comes from when I was younger, because I would say originally probably the first, since I was maybe like until like 19 in general, 19 or 20, I was very much about other people, and I was very much like, trying to help others. I didn't really care what happened to me. I was just like, okay, like if I'm a stepping stone and I help them get up, then, it's fine. Like, I don't necessarily have a problem with it. Like, I'm good. I don't really think about it any kind of way. But I remember the thing that kind of, this is good but bad at the same time, where, as I said, pros and cons, but I feel like with my parents growing up specifically, there was a lot of times where, say for example, I do things that help put people in other positions, either it's like directly or indirectly, whatever, and a lot of it is almost like the entrepreneurial spirit in some shape or form, which, as I said, is good to an extent, where it's just like, oh, you could have done better, you could have been the one to do that thing, you could have been like whatever. The whole thing is like, you could have been, you should have been. And I remember even specifically like a thing when I was younger. I think I helped my friend learn how to play piano. Like, when we're in, like, we used to go to church, I used to bring him to church, have him play the piano, we'd learn stuff, and then kind of like inspired him to play piano. Like, he has some type of family like background of music, but specifically, like, it was like everything started when like I taught him piano in some shape or form, or taught him a song, and then he started to learn, he started to gain interest, and he started to go. And I remember high school graduation, they asked him to play or whatever, and to me, I'm like, great. I'm like, okay, cool. Yeah, he's gonna play for high school graduation. Like, I'm like, cool, or whatever, or whatever. I'm not really trying to go outshine him because, like, say for example, like, I play piano longer, I know more songs, all this other stuff, like things where you could say, okay, I'm better, but like, I didn't really think like that. I was just like, okay, do your thing, and I'm proud of my friend, But I remember my graduation, after the graduation, when he played the piano, did what he did, which was a great moment for him, I went in the car, and then I remember my parents, I remember specifically, like, it was great, like, graduated high school, literally almost failed, but what do you call it, graduated high school. And my parents, I can't remember if it was my mom or my dad. It doesn't really matter, I guess. But when they saw like Kiori go up, like I think one of them were kind of like, oh, well, why didn't you go up and do it? Blah, blah, blah. Why didn't you, like, go and try, and like, you should have been up there, because like, you're the one that taught him piano and stuff like that. You should have been the one in the moment. And I think, because as I said, I didn't mind. I was very selfless. So like, I didn't, what's the word? I didn't really care. I was just like, okay, my friend's doing his thing. I'm happy. Like, okay, do your thing, and I'm not worried. But like, when I'm in the vicinity, I guess, of family or other people. Same thing with like church or anything else. But it became a thing of like, oh, but like you could have done better. You should have. The whole word once again, should have done better. And yeah, I don't want to rant for too long, but I just noticed once again, just a little self-analysis where it's like, I notice how much I feel like in my heart, I kind of need those words. I need the words of, I need literally those 3 words of, no, sorry, 4 words of, I'm proud of you, you know? And I guess right now, obviously, to my parents, to my family, I haven't really done enough for them to be necessarily proud of. Like, say for example, I'm getting interviews and stuff, but I haven't gotten a job yet. Regardless of music, I don't even think it matters how well I do in music. Like, I don't think those words would like come in general. Like, I think it'd be a thing of like, well, you're doing music or you're an entrepreneur, but you could have been a garbage man or something and like have longevity or something. And yeah, I don't know. As I said, this is just a little self-analysis, and I'll try to make more videos. Just when I start thinking and contemplating, I feel like it's good. I don't have a therapist. I'm not paying for a therapist. And I think all I need to do is just talk, because it helps me get through my emotions and what I'm feeling in this moment. So yeah, I'm gonna log off for today, but yes, thank you for being here. Yeah. Oh, what the